gamer fans, the King of Elite Runners, Elite Godston, is back for more of my Pixel Gun 3D videos. Now this one is going to be a little different because part 15 or 16 of my 100 weapon tier list stereotypes is still in waiting at the moment and pending. So I decided to change things up a little bit and do every single weapon stereotype. Me going in depth of exactly like when this weapon was first released, whole lot of updates, change logs, descriptions, appearances, etc., etc. Yes, I'm doing this challenge right here already, and this is gonna be a very big challenge. And I'm like, oh boy, why did I go for this anyway? But I'm gonna start this anyway, and I know there's gonna be a whole lot of folks in the comment section saying that this game is already down to the dead zone and whatnot. I'm still a fan of this game and whatnot, and I still love this, and I still want to play a whole lot more of it, but I still want to help out. Well, not to like help out, but make sure the game is still alive and whatnot, because I love this game so much. Because like I said for like 5 times in one of my videos about I think it was like the Pixel Gun story or something, whatever it was, and the continuation of it, that some of the content creators were leaving and whatnot and all that stuff. But I still love the game and whatnot, and it's still a blast for me. But for any new folks or still existing folks as well too, like veteran players or casuals or just new ones that are still new to the game and whatnot, I can actually go down in depth of each specific weapon and actually go to specific settings. Well, not specific settings, more like specific detail of what weapon is what and correspond to each specific one you do. Which is what I'm exactly going to do today already. And this will be more likely, I'm not sure, sometimes I'll do a double video session or a single one, but I'm just going to go into specific weapons one at a time and just go off specifically of what the actual thing says. And just FYI, I did look up this website anyways for it, and the specific website I found was wiki.gg. And most of these things are actually just based on specific weapons of what they actually are. But you can still post it in the comment section down below if some of these things are not actually clear what I'm saying, and if I do miss a few key points. But all these things I just found was from wiki.gg. Sometimes on fandom, but fandom is a little different because some of them are still missing a whole lot when new weapons came out, including with the other ones as well too. But wiki.gg is probably the one I can think of the most because some of them are a lot more easier to understand and still the same format, but also a little bit more clear exactly what it is. But anyways, right here will be the very first weapon stereotype, which is number 1, the pixel gun. Right here will be the weapon stereotype about it. And a little side note as well too, I will be doing a little gameplay of my actual understanding and seeing what can it be actually be used for anyway for the most part. But anyways, let's begin with this weapon stereotype. Number 1, pixel gun. The pixel gun is a medium-sized chrome pistol. Being a default weapon, it quickly loses its power efficiency when the players level up. When the player levels up, by the way. It starts to become a bit challenging when players reach around the range of levels between 5 and 10. When they reach higher up level, it's going to be efficiency level is just going to decrease. Nothing you can do. Because the only downside is that it's a common backup, and it's only level 1. You can't even upgrade it at all. So that's a little bit most downside about that. And there's no other way you can actually just increase it at all for change its rarity at all, from being either common to rare to epic to legendary and to mythical. There's no other way because they're all default weapons, including with the other ones, which I'm not going to say yet. The appearance. Its appearance is a small pistol with a leather handle, which you kind of see a little bit of it, accompanied by a tiny trigger. The silver coloring of the gun itself is a big metal barrel. It's quite detailed to consider the first gun introduced for beginning players, aka the new ones, by the way. Its performance during combat for any match, the pixel gun fires a single shot that deals a small amount of damage. I made a little typo in my little teleprompt spreadsheet, by the way, so I do apologize about that. The downside is that the damage output when it deals damage to the opponents, whenever the player levels up higher and higher, like for example level 25 or something, or level 35, or max level, it just does like either 12 hits, or whenever player levels up higher, it just does like 2 damage. Even with modules, it's still 2 damage. But one good note is that the reload speed is decently fast on this one, so I'm really happy about this one. The changelog. The changelog is where every single update was first introduced. The initial release for this pixel gun weapon was the 1.0.0 update. In the 9.4.0 update, this one had a design change, leaving its armory spray outdated. I don't have actual proof of it, and just to be in mind, all of these weapons right here, I did not even achieve at all when this game first came out, like way back in 2012 or 2013 or something. I can't remember what year it was. Because, like I said, my older phones were having a whole lot of issues, and I missed out a whole lot of content from that one until I find better phones or something for it. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, the 9.4.0 update was a design change, leaving its armory spray outdated. In the 11.2.0 update, there was a design change again. Its old design can be seen in its kill icon whenever you're playing matches. In the 16.6.0 update, there was a firing and reload audio change log. Not change log, more like an audio change, along with the other name of Pixel Gun named Pixel Gun, but instead of just the actual name itself, like Pixel up here, they removed the E and just put in Pixel Gun to make it more realistic. Kind of like in the very first introduction when Pixel Gun was first released. Or should I say Pixel Gun 3D was first released. In the 16.8.0 update, the audio change was reverted again. In the 21.8.0 update, its armory icon changed and got a skin. And I'm not sure what the skin was included, but I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was probably from this update. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure exactly what it was. I think it was probably from this one. No, it was not this one. Sorry, I was looking still through from the actual spreadsheet of what this one is anyway. But moving right along, in the 24.1.0 update, there was a loading screen change from a diamond portal whenever you load into the game or go into specific matches or into a campaign world. Its diamond portal is not there anymore, and now it's been changed into the pixel gun itself. In the 24.4.0 update, there was an entire rework, and its former appearance and performance was retained as a weapon skin. So, like, the entire work of the pixel gun itself, which is this newer skin right here, has been changed and a little bit more different. Because, you won't even see it, but there's 3 skins up here. The very top one right here is the main one. You can see a little bit more of the description I'm talking to you guys about right now. The one below it is the Halloween skin update from one of the Halloween season updates. I can't remember what season it was. I think it was like the Antidote season or something. I could be wrong about it. But it still kept the same format change as for this newer skin. Same with this one. But for the older skin itself, this right here can be purchased for only 1 single coin. And this right here can be cat spammed, but these other 2 cannot because of its delay animation with this new weapon design they just did. And right over here, I have a tiny little trivia for you guys already. And yes, there will be multiple choices in this one. So I'll give you guys, there will be a little, like, I'm drawing a blank, like, on my little, like, screen prompt, there will be a little trivia question right here, and there will be multiple choices of answers you gotta choose from. And whenever you get it correct, you get a point. But anyways, question number 1. A giant pixel gun can be seen in this map. Is it A, Checkmate, B, Ant's Life, C, Cyber City, or D, War of Toys? The answer is Ant's Life. The second question is, a red sketchboard with the pixel gun on it can be seen in this map. Is it A, Ant's Life, B, Sniper Forts, C, War of Toys, or D, Checkmate? The answer is War of Toys. The next question is this. This is the only backup weapon allowed in this map. Is it A, Sniper Forts, B, Ant's Life, C, War of Toys, or D, Checkmate? The answer is Sniper Forts. Final question. A giant replica of this pixel gun can be found in this map. Is it A, Ant's Life, B, War of Toys, C, Sniper Fort, D, Checkmate? The answer is Checkmate. So right here is the entirety of all of this changelog descriptions for this weapon right here. But now I gotta do gameplay of this and see how it actually works out. But be in mind for this type of stuff with the comments and all your stuff in the defaults, some of them will only have to be in campaign levels and some of them only have to be like in arenas. But I'm still gonna try it out anyway, just for fun anyway. But keep in mind, I did actually turn off enable game chat in this one, and I did also turn on streamer mode just to help minimize down like a whole lot of stuff, because there's gonna be a whole lot of edits, and I'm not looking forward to a whole lot of edits. Because the downside about it is because of a whole lot of inappropriate stuff. So I had to cut out and do a whole lot of editing for it. But anyways, let's go ahead and do some gameplay of this pixel gun weapon. And do keep in mind as well too, I have this loadout set already for it. And you won't even see it already, but we're just gonna have some fun anyway for this. Yeah, its damage output is so like bad and whatnot, but hey, I'll still try on anything in particular. The only downside about this anyway is you just had to like wait for like the right moment to actually do it anyway. And in case for gadget-wise, I cannot use any type of throwing gadgets, but sometimes I will do a little oopsie by mistake, because I'm only supposed to do actual gameplay of it. But just for funsies, I can only use invisibility on this one anyway. And for other gadgets like robotic mechs, those are not allowed in this one. So I might need to swap out for this one in the next match anyway for it. Yeah, like I said, the pixel gun itself is a little bit more challenging anyway for it because of its output damage, because there's not much you can do about it anyway. So probably I'll do maybe like 3 matches worth and just do my scale rating and whatnot and see how it goes. And I know there's going to be a whole lot of special event stuff I'm also dealing with as well too, just later on during matches. And maybe in the next match as well too, I could probably do maybe myself a little bit of cat spam work as well too. But it's going to be a little more challenging for me anyway because I have like higher up ones, but maybe for this one, probably not, because I'm only doing gameplay of it. But maybe at the next match, I could probably go ahead and just do it already. So the thing you want to think about for the pixel gun itself is that you want to find like the perfect shot to actually wait at the right moment when you see the player's HP like down a little bit is when you want to start again or like right away. Because right here I only got like 4 kills. It is not a good weapon anyway for it, for only like level 1. But let's go ahead and try out the next map. Alright, Classic Pool is up next. Now I gotta go find some ammo. Gonna get out of here. Now for the Astro wand, I can actually use anyway because that one is allowed for this one for any type of gameplay I'm doing anyway for it. And being in mind as well too, I did also put some modules on this as well too, because there's some of them maybe a little bit higher, but also depends on the actual sheer look of it as well too. And plus, sometimes I usually use for my backups the I'm drawing a blank right now at the moment. Oh yeah, that's right. For the weapons I was using for the backups, it's most likely going to be like sometimes the critical chance from the modules for my backups, but sometimes I change it out because I wanted to see why players are using higher up, not like higher up, like more ammo usage, and just realized it's the magnesium module for the backups that'll give you a little bit more ammo usage and whatnot. So that's a little bit more of a good side about that. But once I get a little bit higher up and whatnot, well, not higher up, like more higher up on the gallery numbers, it's gonna be a lot more better anyway for it. But I'm gonna grab the U. Not sure about for the pets though for it. With its damage output, because sometimes it's a little more challenging to do for that one anyway. But anyways, let's move on to the last map, where you can actually see there is the actual older pixel gun itself right up here. There we go. Takes a little bit of time and patience to get it right at the right moment for it. If I can get up there, that'll be perfect for me. There we go. There we go. Okay, so mostly any pets in general can be like almost one-tapped with common weapons. I just saw that one coming anyway. There we go. And sometimes I don't do a whole lot of commentary because I'm just trying to stay focused anyway. But there's not a whole lot of stuff I can think of anyway for this weapon already. But for my rating itself entirely is mostly going to be like, I'll say, I'll go like right in the middle. So my guess, I'll say it's like 5 out of 10. Like, it could be a little bit more better, but the only downside, like I said, it cannot be upgraded to like getting its rarity, and it cannot be max level. So that's a little bit more downside about that anyway. But maybe we could do one more match, but instead of just with this weapon right here, I could probably switch it over to the newer style and see how that goes anyway. Because there's a few weapon skins I can probably do anyway for it. There we go. Nope. And I ran out of ammo. There we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and do one more match and then with the newer style weapon and see how that works out. Island is probably one of my best ones of all. But yeah, you can kind of see it has like a little bit of a delay into it when I swap over weapons. But yeah, swapping over weapons one I can do, but I just can't fire it anyway. There we go. But yeah, I know you guys are probably gonna say in the comment section anyways, saying about like, why are you doing all that stuff anyway? Just use like better weapons and whatnot. Well, I just like want to do a stereotype anyway because I'm running out of ideas for me anyway, and I still like this game a whole lot. And I decided to just do weapon stereotypes for this anyway and see how that goes. But the only downside, like I said, it's really like challenging to get like decent amount of kills in for it. Because the only way you like get kills in is only sheer luck and just wait at the right moment. And another could be also one note I'd like to point out as well too is also heavy weapons. Some of them heavy weapons I need to actually do for cat spams and whatnot. When I'm technically cat spams, but more like swapping weapons too anyway. Because there's only a few of them that will feel like it's annoying and whatnot, and be like using that weapon multiple times means like you have no skill and whatnot. And I totally understand that, but like it still seems a little bit more like impolite and whatnot, because there's some few folks that did try their best anyway for it. But I'm still gonna swap out some of the weapons anyway that still are like heavy weapons required, but nothing else I can say about that for it. Yeah, it's like really hard to get some of these in already for it. But I'm pretty good at collecting some of these bites. And the only downside is that some folks have like magic modules on, where you kind of see some of the colored shields and whatnot, but that's really more challenging. You see, I only got like 3 kills. This weapon is like, still like I said, a little bit more like a 5 out of 10 on my ratio rating. But that's all right there for the Pixel Gun Weapon Stereotype, which is number 1 Pixel Gun. Like I said, my final initial rating, I will say, is like a 5 out of 10. It's a common, I totally get that. Backup, pretty decent. Reload, amazing. Only downside is that the new skin cannot be cat spammed because there's a slight delay. But the older one can and whatnot. Only one simple thing I can think of is maybe just a tiny little... Sorry, I had me a little almost hiccup a little bit. One simple thing I like maybe want to put out there already is maybe like a tiny little buff, not like a super OP buff, but maybe like a tiny little buff increase for this weapon already. But I think they already did too much buffs already for the other weapons, but there's nothing else I could think about that for the most time being for it. But anyways, this will conclude first episode of the Weapon Stereotypes for Pixel Gun 3D. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Lightning Strike.